The SEALs prided themselves as the best snipers alive, until every shot went wide. Then she stepped forward, with a broken watch on her wrist and nothing left in her wallet. Sophia James raised her rifle and hit 100 straight, shattering every doubt. But what came after was no drill. Fog draped the cliffs like a curtain. Salt air carried the sharp temps of rifle oil. The sniper range stretched wide, its steel plates lined like soldiers, some fixed, others gliding on hidden tracks. Sophia James stepped forward. Her boots cracked the gravel in steady rhythm. On her left wrist, a broken watch. The glass was shattered, the hands frozen at a time she no longer remembered. She wore it still. It was a weight, a reminder. Hours she had lost, promises she had failed to keep, all ticking silently in the back of her mind. Ahead, the SEAL snipers stood in clusters. Men with reputations carved from combat, their skills spoken of in quiet tones. They had fired already, missed already, not badly, but enough. The wind cut across the cliffs, tilting bullets just inches wide, inches that mattered. Sophia felt their eyes as she approached. Smirks, raised brows, quiet mutters. They didn't say it aloud, but their doubt was sharp enough to feel. She was the only woman on the line. She ignored them. Her rifle mattered more. She set it down gently, fingers brushing the cold steel. She ran a check, chamber clear, scope adjusted, trigger smooth. Every detail was deliberate, every movement controlled. Crouching low, she locked her stance, feet steady, elbows tucked, breathing measured. The world shrank into her scope. One circle of glass, one set of crosshairs, one target. A whistle cut the air. She squeezed. The bullet punched through steel dead center. Heads turned. Silence followed. The men blinked. Some muttered curses under their breath. Sophia felt the broken watch pressed against her wrist. She smiled faintly. Time didn't define her. Focus did. She shifted. Second target. Third. Each one split with precision. By the 10th, the whispers had gone. Only silence remained, broken only by the echo of her rifle. But the day was far from done. Ahead lay harder sequences. Moving targets. Shifting winds. Illusions of shadow and light. Every sniper around her had failed them already. Sophia rested her rifle for a moment, breathing slow against the ocean wind. Inside her pack, her empty wallet pressed against the fabric. The weight of it was heavier than the rifle. No money left. No room for failure either. She set her cheek against the stock again. The whistle blew once more. The cliffs waited to see if she could hold. The first silhouette slid across the hillside, jerky and uneven. It mimicked the sway of a running man, each second shifting its angle. A SEAL had missed it twice already. Sophia inhaled, exhaled, timed her heart with her breath. The crosshairs danced with the sway, but her finger never trembled. The trigger broke clean. The target shattered. Murmurs rippled across the line. Disbelief. Then the second target swung into view. Further out, half hidden in shadow. Her breathing slowed. She remembered Montana winds from childhood, her father's voice telling her, every gust is a lesson. She adjusted, aimed, fired. Steel split again. The broken watch pressed cold on her wrist. The empty wallet in her pack felt heavier still. She couldn't stop thinking about it. How every dollar had gone into training, travel, survival. No safety net, no fallback. This had to work. One by one, she hit each moving target. 50 straight. Her rhythm never faltered. Around her, men shifted uncomfortably. Years of pride cracked in silence. They whispered, "How's she doing that?" Another muttered, "Not possible." But no one looked away. Sophia wasn't firing bullets. She was writing on the air. Each shot an answer. Each hit a declaration. Doubt was irrelevant. Mastery was truth. The instructors leaned forward now, whispering among themselves. Veterans who had seen thousands of shooters, but never this calm, never this precise under such scrutiny. 75 shots, 80, 90. The streak grew. The tension thickened. Every seal was silent now, eyes locked on her scope, waiting for a mistake. The last 10 targets slid into place, harder than the rest. Longer distances, harsher angles, wind cutting in sharp bursts. No one had cleared this set before. Sophia set her jaw. The broken watch ticked in her mind, though it never moved. The empty wallet burned like a brand. Every failure behind her pushed against her back. She welcomed it. She steadied the scope, exhaled, pulled. 90-1, 92, 90-3. The streak climbed toward perfection. Asterisk. The 100th target slid into view. It moved fast, swaying side to side like a ghost running across the ridge. The farthest shot yet. The wind tore sideways, carrying salt and dust with it. Every seal leaned forward. This was the moment. If she missed, the streak ended here. If she hit, she would break every record the range had ever seen. Sophia pressed her cheek to the stock. The rifle felt heavier now, as if every bullet carried the weight of her past. Her mind slipped back to a dusty road. She had walked it years ago, broke and hungry, her father's words echoing in her ears. The shot isn't about strength. It's about patience, observation, and heart. Her hands had shaken that day, clutching an empty wallet, walking through heat and wind. She remembered swearing to herself she would never stop until she proved she belonged. Now, the dusty road met the steel range. The broken watch ticked in silence. The empty wallet weighed down her bag. The ghosts of failure all stood behind her. She inhaled. The crosshairs swayed with the wind. Time slowed. The ocean roared in the distance. Exhale. Squeeze. The bullet cut clean through the air. The target shattered. Dead center. Silence. Then the range erupted in whispers. Disbelief. Awe. Muttered curses. 100 straight. No misses. Sophia lowered her rifle. Calm. No smile. No celebration. Only stillness. The rangemaster stepped forward, clipboard in hand, voice shaking. You've broken the record. Perfect streak. 100 straight. But Sophia didn't hear the applause rising around her. She was already staring downrange, at the empty horizon, because beyond the targets, the real test was waiting. Asterisk. The words hit the line like a gunshot. Live combat simulation, commencing now. The seals stiffened. No one had expected this. It wasn't part of the day's schedule. But orders weren't questioned. Targets began to appear across the cliffs, painted in camouflage, popping in and out of cover. Smoke machines hissed. Alarms blared. The clean rhythm of target practice gave way to chaos. The men raised rifles quickly, firing in bursts, trying to adapt. Bullets cracked, but most missed. Too fast. Too unpredictable. Sophia crouched low. She studied the pattern.com in the storm. Her father had once told her, chaos is only noise until you learn its rhythm. She found it now. The sway of one target. The slide of another. The gaps between smoke. Bang. Hit. Bang. Hit. Bang. Hit. One by one, she dismantled the chaos. The seals cursed under their breath, firing harder, missing more. They glanced at her between shots, disbelief growing again. Sophia moved like a shadow, fluid and steady. The broken watch caught the sun, cracked glass flashing. The empty wallet weighed heavy in her pack. The dusty road whispered in her memory. Every shot was survival. Every shot was proof. But then the speakers crackled again. Unknown variable entering simulation from the far ridge. A new target appeared, different, human-shaped, armored, moving with speed no silhouette should have. Sophia froze for one breath. This wasn't practice anymore. Asterisk. The ridge figure moved like no machine, too smooth, too real. It raised a rifle, glint flashing across the scope. The seals shouted. Some ducked, unsure if it was part of the drill, or something else. The instructors shouted into radios, confusion thick. Sophia didn't flinch. She steadied her rifle. The world narrowed again into crosshairs and breath. Broken watch, empty wallet, dusty road, thought her life distilled into 3 weights. She carried them now into the scope. The figure aimed at her. She exhaled. The trigger broke. The bullet cut the air. The figure staggered, fell. Silence. Even the instructors froze. Someone muttered, "That wasn't supposed to be here." The simulation lights cut out. Alarms silenced. The range fell still. Sophia lowered her rifle. The broken watch pressed cold against her skin. She felt no triumph, only the slow crawl of unease, because the man she had dropped on the ridge wasn't a target. It wasn't a drill dummy. It was someone alive, and the questions would come. Asterisk boots pounded across the gravel. Instructors rushed forward, voices sharp, eyes wide. "What did you see?" one barked. Sophia kept her voice calm. "A hostile. I neutralized it." The SEALs crowded behind, whispering hard. Some were afraid, others skeptical. No one spoke too loud. The instructors exchanged quick glances. Then one said, lower, almost to himself, "That wasn't part of the exercise." The words hung heavy. Sophia stood still, rifle resting against her shoulder. She could feel every gaze on her. The doubt reshaped now into something else: fear, respect, uncertainty. Her broken watch caught the dying sun. The empty wallet in her pack shifted with the breeze. The dusty road stretched in her mind, endless, waiting. She had proved herself. 100 shots straight. A simulation mastered, a rogue target down. But she knew this was no ending. It was only the opening of a door, a path she hadn't chosen, but one she was already walking. The SEALs whispered. The instructors stared. The ocean roared below. Sophia James looked downrange one last time. The horizon was quiet, but her instincts told her silence never lasted, and when the next test came, she would be ready. Asterisk.